Hi Aquarius, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you a tarot reading for your next 48 hours. Thank you so much for joining me. And I do want to remind you, as always, this is general, so just take what resonates. But as well, thank you in advance for your likes, comments, and subscriptions if you haven't done so already. And don't forget to book a personal reading with myself. Everything you need is down below in the description box. Just shoot me a quick email. That was supposed to be somebody typing. Anyways, as well, do remember that this is meant to pertain to the following 48 hours for you whenever you are guided or drawn to this video, not just when I post it. Something to keep in mind, as I feel like you are seeing your world change for the better, okay? They just pushed me to split to this card, if I could even say it, as people are noticing you with the Three of Pentacles as well, in the midst of a lot developing and changing for oneself. We're using the animal tarot, if I could say it, if you didn't notice. Don't be surprised if you're messed with spiritually in the next 48 hours or you just feel certain stumbles come to be. But I really feel like you also need to watch your energy levels, as you could be very, very sensitive to energy in the next 48 hours. Cleanse your energy if you feel you're empathic. Maybe even if you don't think you are, you might be. All right, or you may just feel as if you're more, again, sensitive to energy than you usually are. The world's coming out again, right? They're saying just keep swimming, just keep fishing. I feel like you're trying to accomplish something that feels unattainable at times, or just like a hit or a miss. Does that make sense? With the Four of Pentacles coming out, you desiring more money, more savings, or thinking about how much you need to save for something, wanting to protect your assets is what I'm hearing, or needing to gain a new level of control in one way, shape, or form, as things feel like they're being thrown up in the air and shuffled, or just a little bit uncertain at certain points, right? One big change in the future might feel a bit uncertain, and therefore you need to save more money, and or just want to kind of tighten that grip a bit in the midst of everything changing. You might even find your living situations switching up in one way, shape, or form, and that's going to switch up even in a bigger way in the near future. Your career feels stable in one way and then changing in another, but temporary in certain other ways. Wow, I mean, I just feel as if a lot is developing, and it's all necessary, okay? Just keep that in mind. It may not feel like it at all times, or it may just feel like you're not in the mood for it, but you need to, in the next 48 hours, just buckle down, get done what needs to get done, and then cut out some time for Aquarius time, right? Some self-care, if you will. Make sure you allow yourself to breathe and remember that things are working out for you, even if not everything is in place, right? If everything isn't perfect at this time, or you have a long way to go as far as a goal or several goals within a time limit, I feel the need to say time is on your side, even if it doesn't feel like it. Things will be happening, accomplished, progressing quicker in the next couple months than you are experiencing in the next 48 hours. Something to keep in mind, as I really feel like you are reminiscing. I just feel very blah, like when I'm talking about the Six of Cups. You could be thinking about past dating situations. You could be thinking about past living situations. How something has changed over time and it hasn't progressed in the best way. But, you know, I feel like at times Spirit's pushing you to remember the past, to recognize you are not nearly in as bad of a situation as you once were, right? To remember how quickly you made money in the past, to benefit your thought process, your confidence when it comes to a goal you have in mind, going back to that Four of Pentacles. I really feel like you're doing a lot of ranting, a lot of storytelling, speaking in the next 48 hours, to the point where you just are pushed to recognize that you have a lot to cheers to. I don't know why I got that from the Four of Cups. You really feel as if you are given options from the past recently, and will one, if not more than one, in the next 48 hours that is not meant for you, okay? I'm just now connecting these two cards as I've held them up for a long time. It feels like somebody you held in high regards at one point in time no longer sits on that pedestal for you, right? Even if that's a figurative pedestal. no longer obviously is, no longer feels the same in your mind, the way you view them. It just feels like you will be given a chance to start again. And I really feel like the new is where it's at. Okay. I just feel like you are now seeing the past for what it really was. You were wearing rose tinted glasses. It feels very dating, love oriented in one way, shape, or form, or somebody you just hooked up with. I really feel like people are just not who they used to be, and that's a beautiful thing. But just allow for oneself to recognize that you're in a much easier way seeing people's true colors these days, seeing right through people's facades. Beautiful. As you might be putting one up for oneself, or just for the majority of you, I feel like in other ways, especially through your work, being very vulnerable, or just being very very true to who you are, and it benefiting you in a lot of ways. I do feel like career and finances are your main focus, your goals, and then here comes the past. Okay, but we also have the Hermit, some quality alone time, desired or just available to oneself in a lot of ways. You could be feeling a bit lonely at certain points, right? And then the past pops back up in certain ways, or you're reminded of it, and it's like, that's not what I meant. I really just desire some quality attention. Okay. It's nothing to feel guilty about, or to feel, they're saying guilt comes into play. I just feel as if you crave a little bit of attention and admiration, and you deserve it all the meanwhile. So be it. I really do feel a level of confidence about you, to an extent, or to the furthest extent for some of you, in the next 48 hours, where people aren't rubbed the wrong way. Potentially a couple, but so be it. I just feel like you might be bringing out certain people's insecurities without meaning to, by just being fully comfortable in your skin, or just getting to that point, right? Some of you recognizing that this Ten of Pentacles lifestyle is meant for you moving forward. It almost feels like at times you're overwhelmed or sinking in the drowning in the amount of work you have to accomplish. But then it's like, okay, there's going to be a moment or two in the next 40 hours, like I'm doing better with my finances than I thought. Not nearly as much as I would desire overall, or where I need to be, but it could be so much worse. Okay. There's an opportunity to save money in the near future, as that was very awkwardly pushed off the bottom of the deck. Another 10. Okay. Fulfillment is experienced for oneself the next 48 hours as a taste of what lies ahead. Okay. Try to recognize the words you're repeating too much, as I often say okay as I'm spoken through by spirit. They just said okay, okay, okay. You might be getting instructions and therefore being like, okay, yep, all right. Kind of knowing something already verbatim, and just being reminded, or having to go through necessary informing in one way, shape, or form. There's a level of comfort where you are to a certain extent. Things are being decluttered in certain ways. I could even go ahead and say that the energy in a situation, or maybe more than one for some of you, is being decluttered, right? It's not going to feel as heavy moving forward for one reason or another. They're also saying laugh it off. Laugh it off, all right? If something just feels ridiculous or just unreal or out of this world, laugh it off. Enjoy oneself. It could be a good release, and just, I feel as if as well, self-care is truly important for you at this time. Keep that Aquarian glow about you, as I feel that people are very attracted to you, okay? There's going to be moments where you just feel like smiling, and then others it's like not having it, right? Those are the moments where you need to just take a step back and be within your own energy if you have the option to. But I really feel as if there's just a feeling of a lack of money at certain points, or feeling like you don't fit in a situation that is somewhat comfortable to an extent. A little bit confusing, but I really feel like you're being reminded why the past is no longer your future, and something needs to be tied up with a bow, period. All right, even if that doesn't happen right this moment, even if it's down the line, okay? But we also have the Temperance card coming out, an Aquarius, another Aquarius coming into play. Did not mean to say that, but I also feel like a Sagittarius takes relevance or a focus at one point in the next 48 hours, feeling you're pushed to reflect on other people's crabby behavior, or when you became a bit crabby recently for one reason or another, even if that wasn't evident to others. I feel like you're very much spiritually affected. I need to have patience in the midst of a situation where it's not ideal for you, or in the midst of, again, certain changes, going back to that world card, in the midst of trying to accomplish certain goals. You do have a decent amount going on in the next 48 hours, but I really feel like the work you produce, even on social media, didn't mean to minimize that value because some of you do fully work on social media. I feel as if what you're producing is taking a level of attention and success flowing in for oneself, numbers going up, income taking a little bit of an increase, but will more so moving forward as people just see you as somebody who is very talented in going places, okay? Don't question yourself, as I feel like for the most part you are quite confident, but I really do see a level of researching, planning. I don't want to stop talking to you right now, and I feel like that's people's vibes. Coming towards you, wanting to keep communicating with you, wanting to keep talking, wanting to know more, wanting the help or the services, the products you're offering, right? Wanting to see how you do what you do. But I really feel like all the meanwhile, the past again is popping back up. Something you will begin moving forward will remind you of the past, but it's not the past. It's not the same, okay? Keep things balanced and have patience once again as you accomplish a lot in the next 48 hours and you impress people. And do remember to keep that glow alive and that confidence in your vibe, your confidence existing within your situation, and that vibe quite high as you are just truly paving a path for oneself and making a dream come true for you. Interesting. So I hope this was truly helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Go have yourself an amazing next 48 hours, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Aquarius.